And we're back with another episode of the Lakers Fast Break podcast. It's Gerald Glassford coming right back at you here from Lakers Fast Break, Pop Culture Cosmos, where we cover the latest news and trends in pop culture each and every week, twice a week, wherever you get your podcasts. Upcoming, we're going to be talking about, yes, the Oscar nominations have been announced, and we'll go ahead and talk about that. Star Trek Section 31 on Paramount Plus. We'll be talking more Switch 2 thoughts and more coming up for you on the PC Multiverse on the Pop Culture Cosmos channels, wherever you get your podcasts. Also, as well, of course, go ahead and check us out for the Lakerholics crew. The Lakerholics hopefully will be coming up with this, I guess, their great show on the weekend. I don't know yet for sure, but go ahead and check out what they do each and every time out on Lakerholics.com. You know they're all happy. Anytime you beat the Celtics, it's always a good day. And hopefully you're having it at the Lakerholics.com site as well. Plus, also, of course, don't forget we have so many great friends out there, including Stone Hansen, is loving it. Alfred Esmond, he's kind of a little bummed right now because Orlando is on a big time slide. Legend 350, Golden State and Atlanta not really doing well for him as well. Plus, also as well, of course, Lakers in 5, Empire Jeff TV. Empire Jeff TV is a happy guy. Go ahead and check out what he's doing with the Dodgers and Lakers on his channel. Also, of course, our good friend, Mr. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Yo! Don't forget all those great people. And don't forget to subscribe with us. We are on the climb. We are just past 2,000 subscribers, but we're looking for more. And we need your help. And everybody else out there, if you have a Lakers fan in your life, go ahead and tell them about what we do right here at, of course, the Lakers Fast Break podcast. Shirley, what's going on? New member. There you go. New viewer. I always love to see new viewers out there. Let's do it, Lakers. Let's do it indeed. Of course it is. Of course, Gerald Glassford. Thanks so much again for watching, listening. I'm waiting for the crew to come on board because Joe, John Costa, Laker Nick, Danny, Zach, great crew that was there. Xbox in the chat. Alan was in the chat. So many great people, part of our playback.tv/Lakers Fast Break live coverage. Don't forget to go there every single game. We have it on for you. Also, as well, of course, don't forget to become a member today. $2.99 a month gets you videos, articles, and inside stuff that only members get. So go ahead and check it out today for $2.99 a month indeed. But is the Lakers rivalry week doesn't become a rivalry week without the Lakers and Celtics, as the Celtics on their West Coast tour stopped by the Crypt to go ahead and face off against the Los Angeles Lakers. And right for the get-go, the Lakers sent a message to a team that played in overtime with 3 of their players out still, though. 3 of their players were fresh today, but didn't get the job done. As the Lakers, right for the get-go, made a statement, played with energy, they played with focus, they played in the first half, pretty good defense. And you know what? It led to a really good half for the Lakers. LeBron finding the mismatches on the Boston defense and exploiting it. Definitely looking good. Definitely looking spry. It was the Lakers, as we hoped we would see all season long. Probably one of their best performances of the year. And the Lakers kept going strong in that fourth quarter with a nice run to start the fourth quarter with a 9-0 run, and that basically solidified a double-digit lead into a 20-point plus lead, as the Celtics never really came back after that. Their cold shooting day, really with them 38% overall, 34% from 3. Absolutely a tired performance from them, which was fine by us, because anytime you can beat the Celtics, it's a good day indeed, and that's what the Lakers did with a 117-96 victory. The Lakers themselves, with Anthony Davis scoring 24 and getting 8 rebounds. LeBron James with 20 points, 14 rebounds, 6 assists. Austin Reeves, 4 of 8 from 3 and 23 points and 6 assists himself. Between them, they only committed 2 turnovers. Again, the Lakers with a comfortable victory. And the bench, big shout out to Gabe Vincent and Dalton Connect with 13 and 12. Although Dalton, some defensive issues there when he was in the real time. And then, of course, he got a lot of that in garbage time as well. But still, The bench clearly outscored the Boston bench. A big win all around, and the Lakers do win 117-96. And here today to go ahead and discuss today's game are some great guys indeed. Fred, Shirley, great to have you here. If you've not yet liked and subscribed, please do so. It really helps out the channel. First up is first man here. It is, of course, the man behind Ox1947 at LakersBall.com. He owns a great company. He's got it on his shirt. Simblades. Simblades with a Y.com. If you live in the Southern California area and you need a lawn transformed into something much more magical than it is today, Simblades. Simblades with a Y.com. And he's helping to finance a dream for a gentleman who's really worked hard on the video game scene with the indie fighting game of the year, Crypt, C-O-R-E, UPT on Steam. It is, of course, Joe Soro. Joe, good win today. I don't care if they were tired. I don't care how the Celtics played last night in overtime. I don't care if they played 10 overtimes. The Lakers, anytime you can step your foot on the gas and get that win, it's probably one of the best wins of the season. 20-point plus victory for the Lakers, something that hasn't come very plentiful for the Lakers this season. Overall, you can nitpick here and there, but for the most part, this was the best win of the year, or one of them, for the Lakers this season.
Yeah, there's really nothing to. There was nothing negative tonight. They were switching well. They were hot as hotcakes from McDonald's to really the first half, and they really didn't stop in the second half. Even when they were missing some shots, they seemed to at least make up for it on the defensive end. And Boston looked taxed, which that's what happens in the 82 game season marathon. But it doesn't matter. It's a Celtic Laker game, and anytime the Lakers can win like this in general, and then win like this against the Celtics, is a good thing. So
absolutely,
yeah, a couple of things that I really liked is it was really nice to see Gabe Vincent get his confidence back. He's been making some shots lately, and they're not easy shots either. I think I saw a couple step backs tonight, and they went through. Seeing Connect hit on a couple as well, that made me very happy. It didn't necessarily dictate anything during the game, but I just liked seeing him make some shots and see him, get confident again. I think you kind of saw that as well. Mm-hmm. LeBron looked fresh and looked very LeBron centric, and of course AD was playing defense extremely well. And made those chippies that sometimes he doesn't make all the time, and when it's a recipe for disaster for the opponent if he's hitting those shots, because you can't really collapse on him, and if he starts making the shots from the elbow or from 20 feet, whatever, then it's really a problem for a tired team like the Celtics were. And then of course, I'd probably say. I know he's had more points in a few of the games, but I thought this might have been the most impressive game I've seen from Austin this year. He had control of the game. He hit half his 3-point shots, and he took 8. He controlled the tempo of the game. I was very impressed with his ball handling skills tonight. I thought he really and he wasn't too bad on defense. He really wasn't. He held his own, and it was just a marvelous game. I can't really say anything negative, really, honestly. It was really refreshing. Not any moment during the game, even when they brought it down to 12. Every team was going to make a run, and what killed them really in bringing it down to 12 was there was back-to-back fouls on Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. And they missed all 4 of their free throws.
Yes,
that was kind of a sign to me saying, I think these guys are done tonight. That was kind of like the first indication that they were done.
And that's exactly when you step on their throat and get the job done, Joe.
Yeah, you if you watch good teams win, doesn't matter matter if it's a regular season game or if it's a playoff game or whatever, every team that wins in dominating fashion or in just controlled fashion, there's always going to be usually a part of the game somewhere where the opponent allows them to. They kind of basically give them a sign or a moment where they're like, "Oh, we're taking this out." And that was the moment. I think that was the moment when your two top players missed 4 free throws in a row. For whatever reason why they missed, doesn't matter. It happened, and that was pretty much it. And then really the cherry on the cake was the beginning of the fourth. AD sat for about 4 or 5 minutes, and they extended the lead. When you extend the lead, when one of your powers is sitting, that's a huge advantage. So much so that LeBron was able to sit the remaining 5 minutes of the game. So this was pretty much a perfect game. And against the current champs to boot, yeah, I was extremely impressed, and I'm very happy.
Young advocate, I just want to let you know, I just checked the game log. It's 10 days. Just to let you know, since Gabe had an underwhelming performance, he has been shooting at least 40% overall since then in his games, since it's on the 13th, 15th, 17th, 19th, 21, and 23rd. He's been playing at or above his level. So, yes, it's been going on for 10 days now. So let's hope it continues for him. Yes, good game by the bench. Good game all around. And here today to go ahead and talk about what happened in today's game is a good man indeed. He is the mastermind behind Clutch Talk at Lakers Corner. If you have not subscribed yet, my question is, why haven't you already? It is, of course, John Costa. John, great to have you here, my friend. Looking forward to hearing your thoughts. Heading up our coverage, you were there from the get-go. I remember because I turned it on. You were there first, foremost on our playback.tv / Lakers Fast Break live coverage. Although Danny was waiting for you to come on stage, I will give him credit for that. But you were there. You saw it all. You saw the Lakers right off the get-go with some focus, with some energy. Yes, I know they played an overtime game at the Intuit Dome last night against the Clippers, but you got to credit the Lakers when, like Joe said, they missed those 4 free throws in the second half. They just looked tired. They looked a little bit gassed out for the most part. Porzingis, who was really the only effective thing for them early, they didn't go back to it too much in the second half, which kind of surprised me. I thought they would continue to go ahead and ride him because he was doing well, because he didn't play last night, but they didn't choose to. That was an error in coaching on their part. And in fact, for the Lakers, JJ, I want to give him some credit as well. He found the matchups to exploit on their defensive end, and he utilized it very well as the Lakers get the easy victory.
Absolutely. And what's up to everybody here in the chat, man? Appreciate everyone being here and showing love as always. And honestly, Gerald, I'm happy that they didn't keep utilizing that Kristaps Porzingis mismatch because, man, in that first quarter, he had 11 points, and we had a really, really hard time guarding the pick and roll because of the mismatch he draws every single time. I was talking about this on playback. He sets the screen. He's going to roll to the hoop. If we try to get over the screen, 9 times out of 10, the ball handler is going to get the angle and they're going to be able to get to the hoop. If we switch, it's going to end up being a Max Christie on Kristaps Porzingis, and then now Kristaps Porzingis is just finishing easy at the hoop, sealing him off. So I was concerned. I was like, damn, all right, let's see if the Lakers are going to they're going to be able to figure out this whole pick and roll situation because he's just going to go at it. It's great to see you, CJ, as always. But we didn't really have to figure it out because they stopped going to it. And they bailed us out. They really bailed us out.
He got to 20. Guys. He got to 20, I think, like in the first half or right thereabouts, and they just stopped going to him, John.
Yeah.
And fine by us.
Exactly, right? And that's exactly what I was going to say. They really bailed us out. Like, a lot of the times, like especially in basketball, like after Curry, changed the game, everybody wants to shoot. But also at the end of the day, like between shooting and having to break somebody down and get to the hoop, shooting takes a lot less effort. So people want to just shoot shots. They want to just shoot their way back into games. But what they should have did is they should have went inside and they should have kept going to that Kristaps Porzingis mismatch. But I'm glad they didn't. You guys bailed us out. You helped us get a big win. When honestly, that's not what I wasn't expecting a win today. I'll be 100% honest with you guys. So to get a win on the night when I wasn't expecting it is great. So happy to be here. And as far as like, for takeaways from the game, Joe said it. I mean, we didn't really do much wrong on this game, to be honest. The only thing where I would say we really went wrong was, guarding that pick and roll earlier in the first half, and then also in the third quarter, start of the third quarter, we came out flat, and we came out, and then what happened? The Celtics brought it in within 9, but we locked back in, bought it within 16, and this game kept me at arm's length the whole time. So
yeah, that
great.
run at the beginning of the fourth quarter, John, that was all she wrote for the Boston Celtics, and I think they pretty much threw up the white flag because of it. Once again, it is the Lakers winning 117-96. It is John Costa for Clutch Talk of the Lakers Corner, Joe Sorrell from Simblades and Corrupt on Steam. Also, as well, of course, Pete Gerald Glassford. Thanks again for watching this. Joe, again, they rested 3 guys last night in that overtime victory. Porzingis, Horford, and Drew Holiday. Porzingis looked like the only fresh guy out of the bunch. I was surprised. Holiday and Horford gave them nothing. And on a day when Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are shooting 12 of 31, your other guys have to step up. And Holiday was 1 of 6. Derek White was 1 of 5. Al Horford was 1 of 5. They were absolutely miserable. And their main guy off the bench, Pritchard, was 2 of 12. I know that our chat is saying if they don't hit their threes, they're nothing. But today, it looked like it. They didn't hit their threes, so they didn't like much today.
Well, I think they might have gone with Horford 1 year too much. I think Horford might finally hit the wall. As far as Jrue Holiday, you have to, you've got him signed for a few more years. But if he's not doing what he did last year, then the Celtics are going to have a problem playing against a much faster tempoed, younger, more healthy team. I saw a lot of bad things going on with the Celtics today, and it might explain why they're probably not playing as well. And this is not – when you win a championship, there's a natural letdown, especially the last, you could say, almost 10 years.
Yeah.
Even the repeat by the Warriors in 18, even that repeat, it would have been an interesting conclusion had Chris Paul not gotten hurt when they were up 3-2 in the Western Conference Finals when he was playing with Harden and Houston. It's difficult. It really is. It really is difficult to sustain and win back-to-back championships. And I think unless the Celtics can somehow maybe make a deal at the deadline like they did last year, or the deals when they made deals to get a Drew Holiday, they might be in trouble. They might be in trouble for a repeat. And that's something that is very important to this season, because I still don't think the Lakers are going to win a championship. But that is a very important thing for Laker fans, considering we're a championship behind now, and we don't want this to continue to extend. So I'm hoping. I'm not hoping, but from what I've seen, it's going to be a challenging second half for Boston. And if they don't win it all, it softens a little bit of what's going on in LA, just a tad bit, just so it. The thought of having to win 3 more championships to pass them is what's scaring me. And today the Lakers might have shown a really nice blueprint on exactly how to play this team. Their road trip wasn't that extensive. It was actually just Golden State, the Clippers, which was an hour flight away, and then obviously the Lakers tonight. They got to fly to Dallas on Saturday. I don't know if I wanted to use. I don't know if I want to use that excuse. Maybe they're tired in general, not from the road trip, and maybe the Lakers just said, you know what, we're gonna pound these guys into the ground. They're in our house. We finally are tired of being roadkill here. Let's handle this.
And they did that and they won at Golden State by 40 points. So that was a pretty easy game for them.
Yeah, so that should not have been too taxing for them last night. Okay, sure, but not if it's only a 3-game road trip. I'm not, and they're all within this one is within an hour drive with traffic,
Yeah.
and the other one was an hour flight. So I'm not gonna. I thought I hadn't seen their schedule until just about 15 minutes ago.
They could have stayed at the same hotel, Joe, because it's actually within 20 minutes of each other. Actually, less than that. As far as from the Intuit Dome to the Crypt, they're actually within proximity where you can stay at the same hotel, so that they didn't have to move their stuff for the LA games. But you're right. I assumed that was like a 7 to 10 day or even more road trip. But looking at the schedule now, it'll be for them a 5-day road trip. So I wanted to correct what I was saying to Zach earlier. But let me ask you this, Lloyd. Here it comes. I haven't seen Robert yet because it's coming, Joe. And we talked about it on playback, channeling the inner Laker Tom. My glorious King LeBron James Anthony Davis delivered tonight. Oh my God, that sounds scary. Glorious. Sounds like he's part of a cult or something. Do you still think that this team is not worth it?
Yeah.
I still think that. I still do.
Show me this for a month, and then I'll maybe change my mind.
Okay, here's Robert.
2 games.
Not
Not
blowing everybody out. That's not realistic. What I'm saying is the effort you saw tonight, the basketball IQ, the ability to switch, the timing, the passing, the shot making. This is what it's about. I don't think they're going to shoot this well the way they did every game, but I did like how they played defense. I did like how they just had an energy that allowed them to, if they didn't make the shot, there were guys in the right spots getting the rebounds. This is what basketball is about. You're not going to make every shot. You're not going to make every free throw, but they even got a rebound on a free throw miss. That's to me, a rebound on a free throw miss is the ultimate notch. That's when you put the Buckeye on the helmet. I'm using that as an example. Ohio State won the national championship this year. When you see those Buckeye decals, that's what, when you get a good stick on somebody, that's what you'll get. You'll get one of those decals. That's what that is. That tells me a lot about how the game is going when you can get those kind of efforts. How you go and dive for a ball. Man, when Fish was playing for the Lakers, Fish never lost when he got onto the ground. Never. I don't remember him losing once. Those things matter. LeBron with those 2 dunks, those things ignite everything. The crowd, the team, the role players, the star players, and it deflates the opposition. It's a lot of mental in this game, guys. There's a lot of mental. You saw it tonight. You saw a team that mentally said to themselves, we are going to play like we're supposed to play, and they did. Whether they're going to be able to do this, from here on out, you're not going to win every game, obviously, but you can see when someone is giving their effort. The team is giving their effort, and it's not enough. That's fine. It's all you can do is give your full effort. But when you don't do that, it's also obvious. And I would appreciate, since this team is relatively really young, except for LeBron, I'd like to see these guys continue to play like this. That's kind of where I'm at on that. I need more time, but they still need. Listen to AD. I'm not the one saying this. Our boy said it. Anthony Davis said, "I need a big. Go get him a big
interview today.
Go get him a big." He's been asking for this for 4 years. Go fucking get him a big. Stop worrying about chance of some jackass on the bench. Go get him somebody that can actually come off the bench and help him. Pelinka was there, right?
Yes, he
Finally
was there.
came out of whatever rat hole he was in. Go freaking
Needing some
get
hair
somebody.
dye, starting to look a little bit gray like mine. We were talking about, where was it, John, that you told
Turkey.
me
He got to go to Turkey. Go get a hair
transplant? Yeah, there you go. You look a little aged. I'll just say that. But Joe and John, Robert Wheeler has dropped the question. So
There
this
it
win
is.
has more to do with Boston than the Lakers, right? I wonder why. I know why the Lakers wanted this game a lot and the Celtics really didn't. I will say this, Robert, to make your day, because I've been really off the Lakers as far as saying that they're going to be in the hunt for a championship. I will say this. Hopefully we'll get Joe back. I think his router is playing games with him again. John, and I'll turn it over to you. And I'll turn it over to you. Yeah, Joe's having some issues because it's Joe because he's having some issues and he's logged in as me. Yeah, that freaks everybody out. That freaks Talk Studio out when it happens. But I'll just say this. If the Lakers go 4-2 on this road trip, or 5-1, or 6-0 on this road trip, Robert, if they make a trade and get, why are you going off screen? What's he doing? Stand by, everyone. Be careful because we might be going off the air because of Joe once again. He's playing around with stuff. That's always scary when he's playing around with stuff. But I'll tell you what: if the Lakers go 4-2, 5-1, or 6-0, and they get the trade that makes AD and us happy by filling spots in more than just the one position center, they need really a guard that plays defense as well. Then I'll give you the Jim Carrey on you. So you're telling me there's a chance. I'll give you that chance. I'll give you the Jim Carrey if that happens. And we'll go from there. But John, let me bring it to you to Robert's question. You saw it earlier. Your thoughts? Let me go ahead and see if I could bring it back up here. So this win has more to do with Boston than the Lakers, right? I wonder why. I know why the Lakers wanted this game a lot, and the Celtics really didn't. Your thoughts on what Robert's asking?
Yeah, honestly, I think that this is a perfect way to put it, Robert. I give us credit for the way we played tonight, and because at the end of the day, we still had to make those shots. But man, I don't know many of us that could have predicted we would have outshot the Celtics in this game, and that's exactly what happened. I mean, they go on this terrible shooting drought and scoring drought, and we have a game where Max can't miss. Gabe can't miss. AR has a great game. I mean, like I said, we all, both Joe and I and Gerald said, "Yo, there's not much that we went wrong in this game." Go ahead and look at any other game throughout the season. I don't think that there's any game that we can be like, "Oh man, like just not much went wrong on this game," especially playing up against a good team. So now we're going up against a good team, and things go right for us, things go wrong for them. So to answer your question, Robert, absolutely, brother. I think that this game has a lot more to do with the Celtics just having a bad game, Celtics having an off game. Sure, if you wanna try to blame it on their back to back, it is what it is. I don't really care because it's still a win in the win column and still going to count for that. So sure, it's a win for us and an L for them, and I'll take that every day of the week. And then for like us caring a lot about this is probably similar to Jokic. Remember how Jokic just doesn't really care much about that whole MVP talk between him and Embiid, but Embiid seems like he cares a lot. It's because Embiid hasn't got to the promised land while Jokic has, and I think in this situation it's similar. The Celtics as of late, they've been the more dominant team when actually competing for a title. While the Lakers, I love our Lakers, but we definitely circled this game on the schedule, and for the Celtics, probably they were just trying to act like it was just another game. So I'm very happy that they got their ass shot out this game, acting like it's just another game, trying to underplay us.
Joe, let me bring it over to you, my friend. Again, the Lakers play with more focus and energy. The thing is, though, as you pointed out, LeBron on both ends of the floor helped key the effectiveness on both ends of the floor, including the defense, a team that has often been as high as, I think, 28th in defense during the course of the season. They certainly didn't look like it tonight. Again, LeBron and AD, I think, set the tone for the Lakers on the defensive end. The switching, when they got switched, they didn't find themselves in too many mismatches on the defensive end. The thing is, will we get this kind of effort more often from LeBron in the second half of the season? That's what I think we need. If Robert's dreams and our dreams come true, and Robert's predictions come true, and the things that we hope that the Lakers will do and end up can happen. A lot of it's predicated on the effort that you get from LeBron, but it's also the effort that you get on the defensive end.
If you want LeBron to play like this for the rest of the year, you're going to have to make the shots that you were making, because what ended up happening was you had, besides the fact that they blew out the Celtics at home and played a virtually perfect game, a lot of the reasons why they played a perfect game was AD and LeBron only played 31 minutes. If you dominate like this and LeBron's only playing 31 minutes, yeah, you're going to get this effort from LeBron. You're talking about 17 minutes he doesn't have to play a game. That is going to accumulate over time. And AD sitting the fourth and allowing a lot of the bench guys to extend the lead. Again, there's a lot of mental part of this. It's demoralizing to your opponent too, knowing that the best defender is on the bench and you just extended the lead. And then he comes back in and pretty much puts the guillotine on you to the point where LeBron doesn't have to play the last 5 minutes. It's not rocket science, guys. You have to make your shots in the NBA. Everyone talks about the same cliche BS. Be a good teammate. Play defense. Play hard. Run back to the whatever, blah, 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 blah. You want to know the end game in basketball? You got to score more points than the other team. And you got to make the shots. You do that, and your life is going to be much, much easier. All I want is for them to do this 3 out of 4 a week. I'm not asking for 4 a week. I'm asking for 3 of every 4. You do that, you're going to put yourself in a position where you can maybe get one of those spots that are high enough to maybe get a home court advantage. That's the key here. The Lakers have to get at least a top 4 seed in this situation. If they don't, it's just not, the percentages won't play out well. And that's why it's important that they play like this. But at the same time, I can't expect a 40-year-old to play 39 to 40 minutes. He's going to get tired. No, not a lot of mistakes tonight too. That's another thing I noticed. You didn't see too many stupid passes for no reason from LeBron and AR. That right there should be avoidable, regardless if you're tired or if you're taxed. That was good. And a lot of that, again, comes back to the psychology of what was going on. They got into a rhythm. They were feeling good about themselves. They didn't have to take any chances. People were making their shots. People were switching and getting in front of their men enough to where they were creating a little bit of resistance on the defensive end. That's it, folks. Keep doing that, and good things are going to happen here. And tonight it did.
Shout out young advocate, or I don't know his own name on there, but
you got.
He said great. I love what he said. I don't know where he went, but he said, call it a fluke or not, a win is a win.
So, no. This is not a fluke.
Hell yeah, no.
This is not a fluke.
For the people that are out there that may try to refer it as a fluke, it is what it is. That shit is a win. I'm just letting that be known, and I just want to give you credit for that.
This was a royal ass kicking. This is the champs.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they whooped their ass. And It was from beginning to end. This was not a competition tonight. This was straight up the Lakers played the way we've been hoping they would play the majority of the year, and it was really nice to see it. It really was. I'm not going to sit here and complain about why did we – everybody asks that same stupid question. It doesn't matter. Forget about what happened before. Play like this now. Play like this right now. Maybe DFS is getting acclimated to the chemistry of the team. Cool. Gabe Vincent's finally maybe healed from whatever he's been dealing with the last 2 years. AR is finally getting a little bit of a control of the offense a little bit since D'Lo's been traded. Maybe all those things are happening now. And then LeBron played 31 minutes. AD played 31 minutes. That is going to work. That is going to work. And it's
so
going
Robert
to work
says,
consistently.
wait, Joe, so if the Lakers play like this 3 out of 4 games every week, what does that mean?
It means that they're winning 75% of their games the rest of the way, which means they're going to get a top 4 seed.
Lloyd, I would not. Lloyd, please check out the stats for Bruce Brown this year. Please check out the stats for Bruce Brown this year. For 23 million this year. Please check out the stats for Bruce Brown. This is not 2 years ago in the finals. He is really struggling hard. And he's been out most of the season. Please, Lloyd, look at those stats before you say Bruce Brown in any trade scenario. You guys gotta know what these players are doing before you trade. Don't trade based on what they did 2 seasons ago. You've got to take a look at what they're doing right now in order to help our team. But once again, the Lakers do win 117-96. John, and thank you again, M24, for the very kind super chat. Truly appreciate it. M24, you're awesome, my friend. John, let me bring it to you on the trade scenario. AD did say, as Joe mentioned in the ESPN interview, that he thinks this team is close, that they need a trade. They need a move to be effective. He said he needed a center, which is something that has been murmured about for years, about him playing alongside an effective center. I mean, I didn't know Charlotte would be giving away $5 million centers that are really productive. I thought that was absolutely stupid. If I didn't know that again, I maybe would have tried harder for that than Phoenix did, but it is what it is there. But your thoughts, you have 2 channels that cover the NBA. So I know a lot of people are out there with their theories on what they want the Lakers to go after. I'm sure you have your own. What are your thoughts on fulfilling AD's need, but also shoring up, what is a very suspect bench, even though they played well today? What is a very suspect bench normally for the Lakers?
One of the things that this move, AD publicly saying this, what this is really going to do, this is really going to put the pressure on Lakers front office because, I mean, us asking for another big with Anthony Davis is not news for us here. And for everybody here that's here in the chat, if you've been around for long enough, we've been saying this literally since 2020. We have said, why have you gone away from the formula that worked, which is giving Anthony Davis another big out there? That is when Anthony Davis has always historically and proven been at his best. Why in the world does the Lakers, ever since 2020, leave him out there as a lone ranger, a lone wolf out there as a big? And I feel like we've all been saying this. And of course, we've all known this. And if we know it, Rob and Jeannie and all of them know. But they never made it happen. They wanted to be cheap about it, right? But now what this does right here is this puts so much pressure on front office to now go make it happen, because what was already clear is now just abundantly clear. And if you as a front office don't put your best player, your second best player, however you want to look at it, you put him in a position to win and give him what he's asking for, man, not only does that hurt you as a team and hurt your current roster and hurt your star players' happiness, but it also hurts how other players view you, how other players that are not even on the Lakers, that were maybe thinking about coming to the Lakers, now got that in the back of their mind. So, I mean, I'm happy AD said that, because shit, like I said, like I started off this whole spiel, we've been fucking needing that since 2020. That was the formula that worked. and we immediately the following year went away from that. So I'm I'm really excited to see now what the Lakers front office shakes up here because AD has publicly made it clear. So if you didn't know, now you know. Make it happen, Lakers front office. Now about what we need though, I do think you address the issue of that big. If that is something that's is something that the Lakers are able to do. But the next issue I think you address, and this may be equally concerning in my opinion, is that true, playmaking guard. Again, Austin Reeves had a great game. I think he can do it, but I don't want to put him in a position where that's not his natural best position. That's not what he's naturally good at. He's not a natural, hey, I'm gonna play make for others and I'm gonna get others involved. He's a natural, let me get the ball in my spot in this half court setting. Let me get to work. Let me worry about scoring and have others that can play make for the ABs, for the Bronze, for the ARs. And I'm just talking more of a future longevity move because like I said, you can do it for a couple of games, but throughout an 82 game season and then come playoffs asking Austin Reeves to be that playmaking guard night in night out, I just don't think you're utilizing him to the best of his ability. So long-winded, but we definitely need to take care of that big problem, especially now that AD is made abundantly clear. And let's get a true playmaking guard here.
I'm going to tell you right now for Lloyd and also Nick T, they have increased the minutes in Toronto for both Bruce Brown and Olynyk. So both have gotten double-figure games in the past two games for them. I'm assuming it's because it's nearing the trade deadline and both might be on the move. But the Lakers, because they traded away D'Lo's salary, sorry, John, they traded away D'Lo's salary, they can only afford to grab one. They only could go after Olynyk or Bruce Brown. It's not going to be a package unless you really start to put a lot of contracts together. Because Brown's $23 million. That's the hard thing. Plus, it's $23 million expiring. That's something that is desirable in the NBA. So $23 million expiring coming off your cap. You're probably going to ask Masai for a lot to get Brown off your hands. Even if he starts to play really well. Joe, you heard AD's request. Obviously he wants something to be done. He called it out publicly. You saw our beloved GM, Rob Pelinka, sitting there stressed out on the sidelines, already needing a hair transplant in Turkey, as John said. What do you think could be in store for the Lakers? Because they're going out on a 6-game road trip here. And before we discuss that, by the time that 6-game road trip ends, guess what? The trade deadline will be here.
It's unfortunate. There's two bigs that I do like. Unfortunately, they're both in Toronto. Pirtle and Olynyk would work, but Masai's a dinbat. He'll want a first-round pick, maybe two for those.
Total's about $20 million as well. So that would have to
and
be
it's like, if I would say, I don't. The issue is contracts. Vanderbilt's contract is so toxic because he's got another 4 years left, and that idiot gave him a player option for the last year. Like, I don't understand what the hard on is with this dumbass GM that the Lakers have in giving player options to nobodies. Of course he's going to take that last year when he sucks ass. Like, what was he thinking? Giving him that deal. What was he going to leave? Just mind-boggling to me. So it would, money-wise, it would work if somehow they were able to attach, I don't know, a protected first, a highly protected first, or 2 seconds for Jared Vanderbilt, Hood Schifino's contract for someone like Pirtle. I'm just throwing that out there. Or trading Vanderbilt straight up for Kelly Olynyk and a couple of second rounders. I don't know. I don't think that's going to fly, though.
But the thing is, Joe, okay, Kelly Olynyk is about ready to turn 34. He is averaging 15 minutes a game. He is shooting almost 50% from three on the season, but he's only averaging 15 minutes a game. So clearly they were saving him for something. And obviously this trade deadline is the case. So you are getting an older Olynyk, but you can still hit the jumper from the outside. I just don't know how much athletic he's going to give you if you try to start him alongside AD or play him consistently alongside AD.
Damn, are you?
YYC, no way. Masai would have to be the dumbest GM on earth to get Vando for Olynyk because of the fact that Vando has still 3 years left on his contract. Yeah.
Yeah, it would it would have to come with some kind of a first round pick that would entice him, but he won't do it. There's no way.
Yeah, it doesn't look like that would be the case, but I'd have to see what their salaries match up to. But Lloyd says, I don't know, man. I do want to see what Vando has before trying to move him. Well, you're going to get that shot.
Olynyk might fetch a couple seconds. That could happen. There could be something there. Better than nothing.
He is shooting 48% from three, by the way.
Look, anything is better than what we have now. Olynyk would be a masterful upgrade. I don't know if it'll make a difference, but it'll definitely help. The Lakers still need one more scorer. They need two guys. They need a scorer that can just at will. And then the big, if he's the guy that's playing center, then at least you have that guy playing 20, 25 minutes. That's a huge difference. It's a huge difference. Yes, it would matter.
Chris is asking if do we not like Vucevic? He's around the 20 million or so mark.
I love all those guys. Its problem is how you're going to trade for them. You can't trade good players. I guess you could maybe figure out a way with Rui. Maybe Rui might have to be the sacrificial lamb. I'd say that might
be the one.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably going to be the one guy you're going to have to give up. The thing that does suck is that's depth that you're taking away from your team. That's the issue there. Now you're losing a little depth. So if you're gonna trade Rui, you better make sure that whoever you get, it's probably going to include at least solving those two problems. I don't mind sending Rui out if you solve the center issue and the third score issue. You do those two things with Rui and whatever attachments you have on there, draft wise or not, then I think you have to make that deal.
I do want to say Mayu's going hard and all in on Zach LaVine. John,
Levine's not going to happen. $43
million.
He's almost making $50 million. You have to trade half the team to get him. That's over. Especially without it would have been hard with D'Angelo still on the team, but you're not going to get that now. No.
Mayu, I've gotten a lot of light skins, but I've never gotten Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine is I think is a little bit of a lighter tone than I. But
Ali, we can do what the Phoenix Suns did because we do have a couple of attractive picks, one of which we could use in a get one for three. But remember, those Suns picks that they received from Utah.
Rodell, doesn't matter. Yeah. Rodell, it doesn't matter whether you like Olynyk or not. It has nothing to do with us liking him. Him coming here relative to the roster, not overall, is going to be an upgrade. That's the point.
Sorry, and real quick to Joe, and to tell me if I'm wrong, but Young Advocate in the chat just says, Austin is a third scorer, Joe. But I think to Joe's point, what he's saying is if that's the case, we might as well go home because that's not good enough to get where we want to get to. Correct, Joe, with that?
He's the third scorer by default. We need someone that can score at will. It's not going to – someone that can take advantage of the fact that they have to worry about AD and LeBron, and that third scorer becomes like a Glenn Rice type third scorer, someone that can get points at any time, anywhere, whenever you need them on a team like that. AR is doing more than just scoring. He's doing other things, so you can't depend on him being a scorer every game in and game out. Sorry, Gerald, go ahead. I just had to respond to Rodell.
No, absolutely. The reason why I know Ali talked about, can we do what the Phoenix Suns did and trade one first round draft pick for
Mhm.
3?
Mhm.
Yes, you can, but it's very difficult to say this, Ali. Those 3 first round draft picks are not good 3 first round draft picks, especially the first one that's upcoming in, I think, next year's draft. That one's not, that one is going to be either the 29th or 30th draft choice, and most teams don't like that because those are the last picks you have to make on a guaranteed contract. In the second round, you don't have to give out guaranteed contracts, so that's why. And there's a big jump in salary between the last pick in the first round and the first pick in the second round, so that's why that's not that attractive. And the other 2 first round picks for that Phoenix got in the trade are the worst of the Cleveland, Minnesota, Utah picks for whatever years. I think 29 and 31, if I'm not mistaken. They're the worst of all those 3 first round picks. So they're not good picks. So if the Lakers went out and made a trade for multiple picks, 2 or 3, I mean, it depends exactly how the person that they're offering perceives those first round picks. So yeah, Phoenix can have extra multiple picks and all that, but how good really are those picks if you're looking at it? I mean, you just have to take a look at, just because you are offering 3 first round picks, are they really 3 decent, good, or really good first round picks? Like with the Lakers, those 2 picks that they have, those 2 first round picks they can bundle, they're attractive because they're after AD's gone, they're after LeBron's gone, and those years are really going to be something where we don't know what the Lakers will be like, and the odds are the Lakers may not be good around that time. So that's why teams that are interested in what the Lakers will have will ask for unprotected first round picks. And if you want Kessler, you're going to have to give them probably an unprotected first round pick, at least one. And then probably, for if you want the Sexton deal in it, throw it in there, and Sensabaugh you want in there, you're going to have to throw the other first round pick as well. John, let me bring it back to you. And once again, the Lakers do win, of course, tonight in the easy victory, 117-96. The Lakers now in 5th place in the Western Conference. They're 11 games out, especially with the loss tonight by OKC against Dallas. Surprising victory for Dallas at home for OKC. Wanted to go ahead and mention the Lakers are now heading out on a 6-game road trip. Whatever they do tonight is great. It's awesome. But if they go out and they go 2-4 on the road trip, John, I don't think it means a damn thing in the world if that's the case.
That's damn right, Gerald. That's damn right. And one of my biggest things with the Lakers that I talk about, and I even said this in the playback, is like I feel like we have a hard time of, sometimes we can get complacent, and we'll have a big win, then they forget the shots. That's funny, Kurt. But we'll get a big win, and then we'll get very complacent, and then we'll take an L, get put in our spot, come out next game with big energy. And for us, I think that's one thing I feared in this game. I was like, well, wow, we had an amazing first half. Like, are we going to get complacent and not come out with the same effort second half? And started the third quarter, and looking at the fact that we got outscored like 2016 in that third quarter, we kind of did come out complacent. It kind of did come out flat. Lucky enough, like, the ball was rolling our way today, and not the Celtics way. And I mean, they did dumb things like not utilize Kristaps and whatnot. But I say that to say, look, damn, I ain't gonna lie. I just had like a brain fart. I just totally forgot my point I was gonna say. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Well, the road trip, it is 6 games.
The road trip. There you
again,
go. Look,
I think 4-2 is the minimum. 4-2 is the minimum.
4-2 is the minimum. I like what somebody said here in the chat. YYC said 3-3. You can expect 3-3 because of the complacency. But hey, man, I also didn't expect us to win today. So I would love a 6-0. 32 is the minimum. I agree, though.
Yeah.
That was crazy, though, guys.
You're-
I'm getting old. That's actually never happened to me.
Just FYI, your mic was fading in and out there, but it closed out fine.
Okay.
Just want to
I think
make
it's
sure.
I see my bars keep getting hella low, my Wi-Fi.
No worries. Joe, again, this Boston win won't mean much if the Lakers don't finish it off. Oh, let me unmute you because you're on mute. If they don't go out on this road trip and perform well, and again, 4-2, I think needs to be the case for this team and for the fan base as a whole to start really believing that the Lakers can do something, and that the Lakers really hopefully will cap it off with a good trade. What was mentioned in the chat before I get you back on this road trip? Somebody mentioned, what if that third player that we get or the big trade that we make is for a defensive stopper, quote unquote? I don't know how many defensive stoppers are out there on really bad teams because those are most likely the teams that are going to be sellers at the trade deadline. But your thoughts on that, if that's the case?
Depends on how bad his offense is. If his offense is really, really bad, then it becomes kind of a wash. You have to make open shots when you're playing in the NBA these days. You have to hit open shots. If you look at today's game as a comparison, everyone has to make shots on a starting five, no matter what. So there was a sequence where you had AR, you had Max Christie, you had Rui, you had AD and LeBron. All of them shoot threes. AD not as much, but everyone, all the other four, when the ball gets to them and they're behind the arc, they're shooting the threes, and they made them tonight. And they were pretty consistent. And then Gabe came off the bench, he hit his threes. Connect came off the bench, he hit his threes. This is the way of the NBA right now. You could be a great defender, but you also have to be able to make shots.
I agree.
That's how it has to be. Now, if you ask me what I need, what I would like, what I would prefer, I'd rather have somebody that's average on defense but can light it up. You can make up for that 2-point giveaway on defense when you can hit the three on the other end. You go up +1 on that. That's the NBA right now. The 3-point shot is what the home run is in baseball now. People hit for the fences now. They don't really play Tony Gwynn, Wade Boggs, Ichiro. Congratulations on the Hall of Fame. No one plays like that anymore. You're not gonna. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. Arias plays like that. He's won 3 batting titles in the last 3 years, and he's played for 3 different teams, and he might be playing for a 4th different team. So if you need to know what shooting the mid-range shot is, that's what that is in baseball. It doesn't have any value. You have to do what Freddie Freeman did. Hit that motherfucker out.
YYC Lonzo. I know Lonzo's name gets thrown about here.
Please, no Lonzo. Stop mentioning Lonzo.
$21 million.
He's a walking corpse. He's done.
He's 6 points a game, guys. 6 points a game. He is on an expiring contract. Again, that's something desirable, so the Lakers might have to pay more to get it, just like Bruce Brown. Those 20 plus 22, $23 million contracts that are expiring, they're desirable because not only, are you trying to get a player that you supposedly can help you, but again, that money coming off your books is desirable by the team that has that player. So, the Lakers could go ahead and trade Rui and JHS and get that contract. But why? You're getting a 6-point game player.
Why is this even being discussed?
Because it's still mentioned in our chat. They keep mentioning the same names, Joe, over and over.
You see this right here? Just put a knife to it quick.
No, Joe. Come on, man.
Put a knife to it. To the jugular.
No, Joe.
Lonzo is done. He's done, Dunsky. Why would you want Lonzo to do what? To put more tattoos every other game? Come on, folks. Get real here.
Because he plays defense, Ali.
Plays defense where? What did I just say? Should I just talk to myself? Hi, how you doing? There's a wall here. What did I just say? He plays defense. That was your retort. You know what? Maybe I should just sit here. There. Do the show.
Go off, Joe. And Darren, hey, Darren, I don't know what you said, brother, but you're not staying in front of me. Young, old, it don't matter what's going on. I'm your favorite Hooper's Hooper.
Here's how the sequence went. Guys, we need someone who can score. Defense is not enough. 3 seconds later, what about Lonzo? Hey, this and that. All right. Maybe drop all my mail. Fuckers.
Fuckers. You guys are wrong. I'm going to do this recap real quick, guys.
Okay. I'm going to dial up to her.
Jesus, Gerald, get some water. Jesus, I don't want you to die.
Oh, I got a little bit left right here. Oh, that's funny. I just dropped my mail. That got me. That got me. Indeed. Once again, it's the Lakers winning 117-96. See, who started this with Alonzo in the first place and laughing at it. Ali says, but I can see his defensive impact. Ali, again, you're looking for some help, and Lonzo, it's just so shaky. He's
not that.
The injuries, man. The injuries. You know, when you guys asked for Robert Williams, you asked for Brogdon, you asked for Lonzo. These guys are coming off of catastrophic injuries. John, are you still with us here, or are you going? You head on out.
I'm still with you guys. I'm just about to do my game recap here.
Yeah, when they talk about these guys, the Robert Williams, they're out there and available for a reason. I mean, they're coming off of catastrophic injuries. The Brogdon, I kid, but I really think that Brogdon might actually get injured reading the comments on this page. You know, Robert Williams, knee injury. He's healthy now, but gosh. Time Lord, is that actually because he's running late, or is that because actually you don't know how much time you have while he's still healthy? And then you have, of course, Lonzo Ball. And, I really think they would need to go find the creator of the BBB, not the dad, but the designer of the BB, and just like punch him, because the fact is that he's ruined the legs of Lonzo Ball, in my opinion, as far as the BBs, what damage they did. And you guys, these guys are available for a reason, and the fact that they're all and they're on most of our both. I think one, if not two, are on expiring contracts, so they're going to ask for more. So yeah, we need to find other trade targets, John. I mean, is there any other names out there that you think people should start talking about instead of these recycled names we hear? And then, of course, the next week, there'll be this another Laker rumor on another name we've been hearing now, and another Laker rumor that we've been hearing now. They go to LeBron Wire, which is probably, I think, the home of like 30 of these rumors that are just untrue, and just keep throwing it in our comments. Is there another good, smart direction you can take them into instead of these recycled names that just will not get us to where we want to go?
If I'm trying to think of a name, it's gonna be tough for me to think of a name off the top of my head. I ain't gonna lie. That is one thing I hate about with Lakers fandom is the amount of rumors. Like Lakers fans, people that hate Lakers fans, I understand them, because you know what? Like sometimes Lakers fans could just say like, "Oh, we're gonna get this person, that person, this person, and that person, and they're gonna sign for a minimum," and it's like, all right, that's just
Giannis and Luka next week, John.
Right. That's the biggest issue with Laker fans. Well, I guess just the crazy Laker fans. So to me, look, I don't know a name off the top of my head, but what I do know is this: everyone is a trade piece, is a trade asset. Everyone on this team. If we're trying to get to the promised land, everyone is a trade asset on this team. And I'll say it again. I'll say it fucking again, guys. I'm sorry to say it, but we're not going to do shit until LeBron leaves. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. So whatever we may, want to talk about in the meantime, it'll be incremental little success, but we're not finna do shit till LeBron leaves. And young advocate, you're damn right. Laker fans are definitely spoiled, but still, like we got to be like me, Gerald, and Joe, and I'm sure a lot of you guys out there as well. Like, but you have to be realistic with it. We're spoiled, but you have to still be realistic. I don't know if somebody else said, but I'm gonna do my game recap real quick though. But appreciate you guys. But I'll be back if you guys are still doing the game recap. But if you're not doing the game recap, let me let this be known now. I will be taking my daughter to the snow tomorrow, so I'm gonna be gone Saturday and Sunday. So that means I will miss the Warriors game, and I will miss you guys very much. But I'll be back for the game after. So
You just enjoy and be safe, my friend, and watch out for Joe's mail. So
yes.
All right.
All right, guys. I'll see ya.
But it is, of course, John Costa from Clutch Talk and Lakers Corner. Please subscribe today and check out his Laker reports and his thoughts on the NBA on both those great channels. But Joe, before we go, because we're going to be here for a little while longer, once again, the Lakers do win 117-96. Lloyd Avenue says Malik Monk and Keon Ellis if Fox wants out, or Cam Johnson. You guys are just hilarious. First of all, the Lakers only have 2 first-round draft picks they can bundle together. Second of all, again, D'Lo's contract, that trade for DFS hurts your ability to make a larger trade. When Rob made that trade, that was his probably, and I'm going to say this, Joe, that was probably his admission that he cannot make a bigger splash of a trade, because you lose that $18 million expiring that makes it more attractive to do a trade. And the fact is, again, they only have 2 first rounds to play with. They have limited options on what they can go after. I'm assuming they are only going to probably make 1, maybe another one along the fringes as well, but they only have really choice to make 1 major swing left with what they have left, Joe.
What's likely to happen is they're going to wait till the last minute. Not literally, but last hour of the deadline to see who isn't going to be fetched for a first round pick. Let's use Valanciunas as an example. If Washington can't get him if no one offers a first round pick for him, and they decide, look, let's just get something for him, let's get a couple of first rounders and then trade whatever you can, then that becomes an option. It's going to have to be that kind of setup for the Lakers. Because there isn't a difference maker that's Jimmy Butler is the only one now, but they're not going to go after Jimmy Butler. He's a chemistry destroyer. That's it. There's no one. I don't believe LaMelo Ball is going to get traded. I don't believe now that Sacramento's playing well, I don't believe Fox is going to get traded. I believe Fox will test the market probably in 2026 unless something happens with Sacramento where they end up getting to the Western Conference Finals in some miracle this year, something like that. I don't see how that's all going to happen unless there's a double secret probation type deal under the rug that manifests itself between now and the deadline. We haven't seen those things in a while. You usually don't see those in the NBA anymore.
Tough. We kind of try to tune out Reggie Miller for obvious reasons, but he said that he spoke with Rob, and Rob said he ain't getting rid of those picks. Then I guess we won't be getting the help we needed then.
Valanciunas doesn't change things in the grand scheme of things, but he does enhance the position. Folks, focus. How many legit centers do the Lakers have right now? If you didn't believe me, I didn't want to mention this because I wanted to stay positive tonight. But there's a lot of times in the game where you saw the deficiencies of Jackson Hayes. He doesn't read well. He doesn't jump well. He doesn't react well with the ball in his hand. He just does not have that skill. He's too slow. His processing is too slow. They don't have a legitimate center. Valanciunas would be a giant upgrade from what they have now. There's a difference.
Yeah. Let's make that trade, Kurt. Let's make it happen. There you go. Absolutely. Trading JHS and all DVD copies of Angels in the Outfield for Tristan Vukovic and some hand towels. He's like going back on all the Gerald references on that one. So, you remember that? You remember my story from about Tristan Vukovic from Summer League last year. That's hilarious.
Atlanta's not likely to trade anybody either. They're actually, even though they lost tonight, they're battling to get in. They're just one game out of the 6th seed. So the Okwongas and the Trey Youngs and all those guys are likely not going to go anywhere, guys. You got to see what's going on over there.
Ollie, Ainge will take that if they're unprotected. You ask for protections or very heavy protections, unless you could maybe get away with one of those, say 1-3 or 1-4 protected.
And even if you protect it, Ainge will want swaps. Mm-hmm. If they don't get the 29 pick, it falls to the 30, and then if they don't get to the 30, then it goes to 31. Don't get the 31,
he'll get 2 or 3
and then eventually the switch will be you're getting that draft pick no matter what. Yeah, it's not the NBA complicated the system so much that this is the result. This is what it shit out.
I mean, that's probably the best you could do right there, Ali. But again, you're giving up those 2 first-round picks that Rob told Reggie Miller that he would not be giving out. I don't know how far you believe that, but I'm just letting you know that was mentioned in our chat. So Corbina says if we can't get a center, then we need to make it up with a power forward center, defensive-minded hybrid, or defensive wing like John Collins, who's actually playing well this year for Utah. But again, when AD says he wants a center playing alongside with it, remember, when he says things happen, Joe. Because remember, the season ended last year. He had some really not so thinly veiled comments about Darvin Ham, and I think that was the tipping point. I think that was the straw that broke the camel's back as far as the figurative speeches there. Why Darvin Ham got fired. I think when AD says something, it's more inclined to happen.
It very well could be true, but he's been saying this particular thing for a while now. They haven't done anything.
But he said it publicly in an ESPN one-on-one interview.
Yeah. I don't know. Does Rob have the ability to do it, though? I can wish for an employee of mine to be able to work 12 hours in one of the days. Can he? Or does he need a lunch break every 15 minutes? I don't know. Wanting and needing are different than actually getting it done. And unfortunately, he doesn't have control over it, so he can't really necessarily get it done. So he has to hope or wish that the numbskull upstairs can do it. And he hasn't been able to make a trade to save his life lately.
And you and I both don't hold out much hope as far as what Vando's going to give you, at least early on, or at least
Vando, even if he somehow gets into NBA shape in 2 months, he's still going to be extremely ineffective on the offensive end. He becomes that guy I told you about. Good on defense, sucks on offense, but it's a wash at that point. It doesn't matter. Vando is very scared to get up to score. He's very scared to shoot. You can't have that kind of player on the court in crunch time. You can't have that guy. This isn't 2003 where you can put Samaki Walker in the starting lineup who can't do jack shit. You can't. Those days are gone. Everybody has to be able to do something on the court, otherwise you're toast.
Once again, the Lakers do win 117-96. They move into 5th place in the Western Conference, 11 games out. Corbina says, if Vando gets at least 1 or 2 steals Saturday, will it be a success? Will it be a success? Or will it be progress?
I can't put an onus too much on the Golden State Warriors. Golden State Warriors are horrible. Vando's the hope with Vando was he was going to be the defensive star that he was sort of becoming, but also someone that could keep his opponent honest on offense just a little bit. And Denver made him obsolete in that Western Conference Finals series. He almost might as well not have been on the team at that point.
Tough So says, good point, Joe, to save his job. I'm sure he wanted to get picks, get the picks, but Jeannie would want to keep the picks for the future. That's the problem. Do you think this team is worth going all in on? Joe and I don't think this team is worth going all in on, but do you do it just to keep and placate, keep happy and placate AD and LeBron, Joe?
I don't have an answer. Ask me after February 6th.
Okay.
I have no idea right now. You see somebody play like this, you wonder what's going on in their heads. Are they Cadillacing it? That's an old term.
805 says, is Pelinka really that stupid to not listen to his star?
It has nothing to do with him listening. He's not capable of doing the job. And by the way, even if he listened, he'd kiss his ass in front of his face and then talk about him behind his back. You don't believe me? Go ask Magic Johnson.
I'm not so sure on that if it was genius to make the DFS trade. Again, by making that trade, it takes $18.7 million off of D'Lo's salary, so you can't get something bigger. DFS, good defender, but he's only a 10-point a game scorer. As we've seen so far with the Lakers, that's pretty much what he's going to give you on a regular basis. Yeah, he can shoot nicely from three, but he's just maybe when he gets in the starting lineup, we could see another gear from him. But I said from the beginning, I didn't want DFS on the team because of the fact I just don't think he's going to give you enough scoring wise on a regular basis. But, you know, I still see Joe a point where he's probably going to be inserted to the starting lineup, maybe as early as sometime this road trip. And if that's the case, Joe, we'll see whether or not DFS could do it for you.
Well, if DFS hits the 3 on a consistent basis, I could see him do that in certain matchups. Yeah, he's not a bad player.
He's just a rotation player.
He's okay.
Yeah, but the problem is they need more than okay. And
they
Mia
need a
says
scorer and they need a center. They need a third scorer and they need a center. If they were able to get those two spots without giving up their depth, then now we can start talking about maybe if the stars align in the playoffs, maybe there's a chance they could make a run. It's going to be very interesting. We could look like fools, which that means the Lakers are winning. We win either way, I guess. If we're wrong, that means we're winning. If we're right, that means we knew what we're talking about. That's pretty much where we sit at this point. There's no other way to look at it.
DFS is a nice player, but we need more than a nice player to get you guys the Lakers where you guys.
805, yes, I would do that deal. Rui for DeAndre Ayton, yes. Oh yeah.
Why not?
Oh yes. DeAndre Ayton is a good player. He's kind of a jackass, but
when he's motivated.
Well, I'll tell you what, he'd be motivated in LA. That's him and AD. Oh, I'd do that trade in a minute, but there's zero chance of that trade happening anyways.
What's his contract? He might be up at the trade deadline. I know that it's so weird, Joe, because Scoot Henderson was playing really well in the starting lineup for them, but they decided to put him back on the bench. I think they're going to trade Simons in the not too distant future. I really think that that's something that they're going to have to do. DeAndre Ayton.
Ayton is going to fetch something good for Portland. They would not think that the Lakers have.
He's 35 million. He's about 34 million, Joe, just to let you know.
Yeah, and there's only another year on his contract after this, I believe. So
You
We
would
talked
need
about
two
that
Ruiz.
earlier.
You would need two Ruiz, not one.
You would probably need to give up 2 first-round picks if you're lucky enough to do that. If Rui, and then maybe somehow figure out a way to get a third team involved to get them more picks. That would likely take 3 teams, Gerald. I don't think it'll be a straight one-on-one.
Yeah, I hear you. But somehow, but just to give everybody an idea, the contract is $34 million for DeAndre right now, and Rui is at 17. But I agree with you, Kurt. If he went under this severance procedure, and you could just put a real basketball player motivated on an every game basis for the time he's there, and then he could be whoever he wants to be out. There you go. Absolutely. Got to watch Severance, everyone. Really good on Apple TV. But that's my shout out for Severance on that. Kurt knows what I'm talking about. But I know a lot of you guys don't care for Ayton because of, who he is, what he is. But Portland's going to be a seller, Joe. I think Portland might be, Utah's going to be a seller. Portland's going to be a big time seller because, again, Simons is probably going to be on the move because Henderson's been doing good things when he's been getting the chance to start. Plus, they also want to put their big guy that they just drafted, Donovan Clingan, in there, and Ayton might be on the move. Robert Williams might be on the move. Just everybody keep an eye on that. And then again, also as well, Utah will be a seller. New Orleans may be a seller, although I don't think I would love the Lakers to get Trey Murphy. That would be awesome. But I kind of would want Trey Murphy, Joe, more than I would Zion. I'm just going to be honest with you on that. But that won't happen.
Beggars can't be choosers, folks. Doesn't matter if it's Ayton. Doesn't matter if it's Zion. Zion, although, would be a problem because he's not in shape. You need to have some kind of heart-to-heart with him before you make that trade.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have to somehow convince you that he is going to get into shape. He would have to get into shape before the playoffs started. So he's going to have to go into a next level training thing. He has all the science, all the trainers, all the money behind this. If they said, all right, Zion, it's February 6th. If we trade for your ass, we need you in the gym. I'm not talking about the basketball gym. That's obvious. But we need you in the gym, and we need you eating nothing but protein and fats, not any carbs. No carbs for the next 2 months. Your ass needs to drop about 40 pounds. You drop 40 pounds, you'll be ready for the playoffs. Let's go get this. Get your career back. Stop being a lazy bitch.
They do not like your DeAndre Ayton love. I'm just telling you right now in the
Folks,
chat.
I don't love DeAndre Ayton either, but there is no choice. You cannot. He can play center, and he's a good player. There is no other way to go about this. How are you going to get anyone when you have nothing?
And then the problem is in Portland, they keep winning. Like they destroyed Orlando in Orlando tonight, and they've got 16 wins. And this is not good for a team that's supposed to be tanking. So the Robert Williams, the Anthony Simons, the Jeremy Grants, they should all be on the move if I was Portland. So you could get your younger guys in there like Donovan Clingan and Scoot Henderson, and you guys can go ahead and Shaden Sharp coming off the bench. All those guys are coming off the bench right now, and those guys need to start and get some minutes and so they could tank. So yeah, they're Anthony Simons, Robert Williams, DeAndre Ayton's, Jeremy Grant's, those guys should all be on the move if you're Portland. So maybe the Lakers might fall into something that they might get a good deal out of, Joe. But again, that's going to be neither here nor there. Once again, it is, of course, the Lakers Fast Break. It is, of course, Joe Sorrell along with me, Gerald Glassford. Thanks again for watching, listening. Robert Wheeler says, Gerald, Joe, is OKC and Denver the main reason why you all think the Lakers can't win the title, or is that the only reason why they can't win the title? Well, that's the main reason. But then again, Boston, Cleveland, and like you said, OKC and Denver are all teams that are better than the Lakers right now, and it's not even close.
Yes. OKC and Denver are likely going to take the Lakers out if they face those teams. Those
They
guys
just
have
have
youth and
depth.
depth, and
Yeah. Go ahead, Joe. Sorry.
yeah, they too much talent on OKC side, OKC, and they don't even have Chet Holmgren yet. They just don't. They're just better equipped to play in better basketball. And then Jokic is a MVP again this year, and Jamal Murray seems to own the Lakers. Oh, and of course, Michael Porter Jr.
There you go. Absolutely. Darren, I know you're kidding when you say this, but again, for anybody out there, LeBron does have a no trade clause, so he won't be going anywhere anytime soon. But Joe, it is, of course, the Lakers Fast Break. Truly appreciate you joining us. It is, of course, the Lakers winning tonight, really going and doing a number on the Boston Celtics tonight. Want to make sure everybody knows that the Lakers won 117-96. They are now 24-18. They're at 5th place in the Western Conference. But again, this will be all for naught, Joe, if the Lakers absolutely pull up a turd on this upcoming road trip, Joe.
It's an easy schedule. They should be able to win most of these. Golden State, Charlotte, Philly, and Washington. Maybe the New York one will be hard, and then they got to come back and play the Clippers in LA again. So if I'm looking at a realistic record, 4-2, they should be able to win 4 of the next 6 games on the road.
I'd say 4-2 as well.
Mm-hmm. If they do that, then it's likely going to be the first 4, and then they probably lose to New York and lose to the Clippers again in LA. Because I don't know what it is about the Clippers. It just seems like I know they did better last year, but they just can't seem to figure these guys out for some weird reason.
You said 4-2, Robert, not 5-1. Just put the power of suggestion on you, Joe.
Yeah.
Ollie, we do not like the Clippers. I don't know if you guys even like those light powder blue jerseys they had on last night for their game. But yeah, we don't like the Clippers here. But yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, if they go 4-2 and do make a move that helps not only boost the depth, but also gets that elusive third star or third scorer that the Lakers truly need. That can also, hopefully, with some depth added to, can play some defense that is sorely needed on this team. I'll give you the Jim Carrey on that.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
That's correct. So
yeah,
love that line. Lloyd's asking if they go 5-1, do you do the trade?
What trade?
I don't know. Maybe the Utah one that they're talking about.
I don't know. I don't know what's at stake.
Okay. As we lost Joe right here, he's freezing up on us with his maybe his Wi-Fi. Looks like it's a little bit issues on that. But again, it is the Lakers winning 117-96. No more trades. Don't need it. Yeah, we do need it, Mia. We do need it. This is not a team that's going to take us very far in the playoffs as it is currently constructed. I don't know who you're kidding, Mia, but we love you. Truly appreciate your thoughts on that. But being realistic here, as we always try to be on this show, unless Laker Tom is talking, because he has a world of all of his own. I do want to say that this team, again, as currently constructed, is not going to go that far in the playoffs. So they do need something to upgrade this team and upgrade this team indeed. But we'll see. Again, it is, of course, Gerald Glassford. Thanks again for watching, listening. I truly appreciate you joining us. John Costa, Clutch Talk at Lakers Corner. Hopefully you'll catch his recap on the way out. Joe, looks like we lost Joe. I'm not sure if we're getting him back. That dang blasted router of his doing a number on us, but you guys making too much money for Wi-Fi issues? No, we're not making too much money, Lloyd. If you see what I put down on for taxes, you'll understand that I might not even, with the money I make from the show, but I might not even afford a router. So yes, we're not making the money yet on YouTube that you think we are. So not even close. Let's just put it that way. Speaking of not even close, Mia says we're all good with the roster we have constructed. I don't know if that's the case. Well, I know that's not the case, but I'm sure you agree with that as well, that this team as currently constructed will not go far in the playoffs.
Not likely. Yeah, I think the switch that I have is what's the problem.
Okay.
I'm just gonna have to directly connect to the wall. The switch has become a problem here. So I just undid it, finally put it into the wall. The whole problem is I can't use the TV or anything like that because I have it connected to the TV.
It's all tied in. Yeah.
Yeah, I probably should have kept my DirecTV boxes instead of having to use the internet, but it is what it is.
But before we end it out, my friend, anything upcoming for you with the Dodgers fast pitch or anything you want to plug before we head it out? Corrupt, how's it been selling lately? Anything you want to go ahead? Sim Blades for people needing a new lawn in SoCal? Anything?
Yeah, anybody who needs any landscape done, give me a buzz. That lives in Southern California. If you live somewhere else too, in terms of California or Arizona or Nevada, I can still come out. It's just going to be more money. But Corrupt right now it's getting close to getting it. I'm going to be able to play it on the PlayStation 5. Once that's done, then there's going to probably be a focus on getting something done with Sony. We had a publishing meeting with Playtonic. Unfortunately, their numbers didn't connect with what we wanted.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's kind of the negotiations. And you can always tell that's going to happen. If somebody's really eager to make a deal, they don't say things like, well, we'll wait till after everybody gets back from the holidays. Usually when somebody wants your stuff, they want it right away. So I kind of anticipated that to happen. But there's a very big possibility this one might not need a publisher. We've tried to work with publishers before. Every time it gets to the finish line, something always comes up. So right now we're putting this together so that it can play on the PlayStation 5, and then at that point we'd be able to probably get that set up pretty quickly.
805 Fillmore, thank you again for the super chat. Truly appreciate Mission 24 for the super chat as well. LaMelo is an all-star snub in his opinion, Joe, and no one wants to see Brunson. Well, those were the vote getters, the top vote getters, 805. So I think people in New York wanted to see Brunson, Joe, before we head on out. You still with us, Joe? I think he's having issues again. It is, of course, Gerald Glassford. Thanks again for watching this. I truly appreciate your thoughts and great comments tonight. Love going back and forth with you guys on your opinions. And again, coming off the great victory, everybody, anytime you could beat the Celtics, it's a good day. Doesn't matter what the Lakers are doing, when the Lakers are at, and all that stuff. Where do we think they can go? I know a lot of people differ. We differ from other people in the chat. Robert and others, Mia, that what the Lakers are going to do this season and all that. But we can all come together as a family, as a Lakers family, when the Lakers destroy the Celtics like they did tonight. But Joe, any last thoughts before we head on out?
No, not really. I think I've said enough tonight.
There you go. Once again, it is Joe Soro from Simblades, simblades.com for all your turf needs. Thank you, Kurt, at Xbox, and everybody else in the chat, Sports Baby, if as well. Truly appreciate, again, all the super chats. Truly appreciate all the great comments. Does help us out. Remember, like and subscribe. It really does help out the channel. Also, as well, of course, if you become a member today, get inside stuff, videos, exclusive shorts, because all the stuff that, the profane Joe rants that were in shorts, I had to move to the members only. Also, as well, of course, again, You got some videos that come up there first, sometimes exclusive videos, sometimes exclusive articles. There's an article that our great friend Xbox put there last week on the Australian basketball scene. He's got a person from Australia in mind. Check out the player, who that is. Might throw that, now that it's been a while, on the members chat. Might be sending it out there in the not too distant future for everyone to take a look at, just to give you an idea of what members get first. So if you want to go ahead and check that out today, become a member for just $2.99 a month indeed. But once again, the Lakers do win 117-96. Truly appreciate 805, the last minute also as well. Super chat as well. I heard it again. Here we go, Joe. Would you rather get killed by a grizzly or a crocodile? I think he was the one that wanted us to choose between a death between a grizzly and a shark last time around.
Crocodile. Crocodile would be quick. They'll do the death roll and you're done. Grizzly will eat you alive.
Okay. Thank you so much for the super chat, 805. I'll go with the crocodile as well. There you go. At least I'll become someone's handbag and maybe someone's boots thereafter. Make sure you like and subscribe. As Current Affairs says, become a member today, join the show, and brag to your Bumble dates. Always a good thing to do, because we are here for you. We'll be back tomorrow with more hijinks as the Lakers start out on their road trip here this weekend. We'll go ahead and look forward to that, and we'll preview that road trip upcoming tomorrow's show. So for Joe Soro, John Costa, our entire crew that was on tonight on playback.tv / Lakers Fast Break. Of course, Gerald Glassford, thanks again for watching this. BTS, going to give you a shout out. I know you're asking for a shout out. Giving you a shout out, BTS. Just when you thought the season is over, wow. Yes, well, they did wow indeed. Can they parlay this great win into some more success? We will have to wait and see. It is still January 23rd, but it's a good January 23rd. Anytime the Lakers can whoop on the Boston Celtics as they did today, 117-96. We'll be back tomorrow for more great fun, more great conversation, and hopefully you'll be there to join us. BLW 916, they're still not getting out of the first round. Celtics have been playing good these last Lakers. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Oh, that's right. He's the blah, blah, blah guy. Yes, BLW.
Suck it, BLW. Suck it. Suck it
blah,
hard.
blah, blah. And again, as you said, BLW, the other day, blah, 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 blah. So for blah, 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 this is blah, blah, blah.
Stick your head in a hornet's nest.
Thank you, Chris. Go Lake Show indeed. Kurt, Xbox, everybody else, truly appreciate you joining us. Ali, thank you so much again for everybody joining us right here at the blah, blah, blah.
If you don't see a manhole cover on a manhole, just walk on it. Don't worry
blah,
about
blah,
it.
Blah. There you go. The Lakers Fast Break Podcast. Blah, blah, blah.